Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
If there's one guy
That's
in
an
the room,
easy
if there's
answer.
one guy in the room says he can do it, you let him do it because nobody else in the room can do it.
That is not the best way to go about that.
Totally kidding.
Hey, this guy wants to cut him open. He's the only one who's willing to do it. Like, no, wait for the ambulance. Welcome to the Rom-Com Rewind Podcast.
Hi, I'm Sarah,
And I'm Devin.
and like you, I love rewatching movies over and over again.
You found us here. You love romantic comedies. We do as well.
So this is a show where we rewatch rom-coms, break them down a bit for you, maybe take a peek behind the curtain, dig beneath the surface, and decide, does it still hold up?
Today we have
Just Like Heaven.
And if you're listening to us on Spotify, make sure you follow, subscribe if you're on Apple Podcasts, leave reviews. Those are so important for, more people being able to find us. And if you want to reach out, at Romcom Rewind on Instagram and on TikTok. We had a message from Megan saying, just found you guys and you keep me going when I have to clean the house after my kids are in bed. Thank you. She says, I don't know if you'd consider these rom-coms, but Meet Joe Black. We actually just talked about that the other day.
We did.
Because there are some similar themes to this movie. Anyway, she also said The Brothers Bloom both are hilarious and so stinking romantic when the traditional rom-com well runs dry. Megan also wants to hear The Wedding Date. Of course, yes.
Yes,
Everyone
we
wants
are
to hear
on
the
it.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to set notifications when that movie goes on Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, one of those, any streaming service. I feel like I want to get a notification saying, it's here, it's here. And
You
it'll
can
be-
watch it now.
It will be like Christmas Day.
Same with About Time.
Yes.
This week, though, Just Like Heaven. It's a 2005 romantic comedy fantasy. That's what it's-
Fantasy.
Yeah, it's a romantic comedy fantasy.
Interesting.
Probably because there's a spiritual element to
Totally,
it,
totally.
It's directed by Mark Waters. Mark has nailed some high-profile movies in the past. He has directed Mean Girls.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
Which, low-key, a little peek behind the curtain. We do try to plan our movies like a couple weeks out, and we missed the boat on Mean Girls because there's that date in Mean Girls. There's like Mean Girls Day, right?
Oh, yeah. No, October 3rd.
Right.
He asked me what day it was, and I told him it was October 3rd.
So now we got to wait a whole 9 months before we
Yes.
do Mean Girls again because you got to do it on the day.
You have to.
Mark Waters also did Freaky Friday,
Oh, wow.
Ghosts of Girlfriends Past.
No way. Okay, this guy is like rom-com royalty. A
A little bit.
bit.
Just Like Heaven is the story of Elizabeth Masterson, played by Reese Witherspoon. She's a young, I think she works in Emerge. She's a physician at a hospital in San Francisco. She's kind of trying to climb the career hospital ladder. And then we also have David Abbott, played by Mark Ruffalo. Now, when we meet David, he is searching for apartments, and he ends up renting out this beautiful apartment in San Francisco, only to be rudely interrupted by Elizabeth Masterson, chastising him and trying to chase him out of the apartment. But is that person really Elizabeth Masterson? I'm trying to keep it a little bit mysterious in terms of the plot, because if I just tell you the first 5 minutes, that's like the thing of the movie. What are your thoughts on Just Like Heaven?
You've been here 26 hours. Go home.
All right, I'll have you know I'm completely capable of meeting men on my own.
Is there anything I can do to make you feel more comfortable today?
Marry me?
Let's decrease his morphine drip. You're so lucky that all you have to worry about is work.
It's just a month-to-month sublet. Some kind of tragedy in the family.
What are you doing?
Hello?
So what kind of encounter did you have?
Connor?
There's nothing worth stealing here.
I live here.
You can't live here because I live here. Are you seeing things that aren't quite real to you?
Go away, you don't exist. It's one of those dreams and you know you're dreaming.
Get out!
Another one, my.
It's good. Okay, I will admit the first little bit, I was like, what is going to happen here? Because I have seen this movie before, and I couldn't really remember what it was about. And then, of course, you know, the first 5 minutes happen. You're like, oh, yeah, okay, that's right. Oh, my gosh. She's now going to haunt him for the rest of time in this apartment.
Sarah's also been obsessed with Grey's Anatomy, like just binge
been.
watching it. So like the first 5 minutes is
Nonstop.
basically Grey's Anatomy,
It
and
is.
then an event happens that's pretty key to the movie.
Yeah. So the first little bit was a little bit slow, but then after it picked up. And I mean, I love Reese Witherspoon and Mark Ruffalo, so it was great. No?
Okay, I agree with you. I think your enjoyment of Just Like Heaven
Yes.
is entirely predicated on, do you enjoy Reese Witherspoon and
Yes.
do you enjoy Mark Ruffalo?
Yes. I think the plot, though, had some good substance. No?
No.
Okay.
I completely disagree.
Why? Okay, we haven't even really gotten into it. So she's on her way after her shift, on her way to a date that her sister has set her up with. Doesn't know the guy. It's a blind date. She's going there for dinner. Cool.
This is Elizabeth Masterson, and she's at the hospital.
She's at
right
the
now.
hospital.
She's working a merge.
Yeah,
doing all
after
that stuff.
shift.
Yeah.
Going to a blind date at her sister's.
Yeah.
And on her way there, she gets into a car accident and ultimately becomes a spirit.
Yeah. Well, she gets into a car accident, and then the next thing we see is Mark Ruffalo searching for apartments.
Yeah.
And then he ends up renting out the apartment that her spirit is inhabiting.
Yeah. Also,
And everything I just said is the only interesting things about this movie.
That is not
okay?
true. There's not true. There is a lot. His real estate agent is a total dud. Is that the same woman who plays in the TV show Friends as
Joey's no,
agent? No, it's
but
not.
I
but it's
totally get
yes,
that vibe
vibes,
though.
right?
Great call.
Totally. But yeah, what did you think about the movie?
I was gonna say we kind of went through the first 10 minutes and now we're back to our thoughts, but I think like many movies, it's about the story, or it's about the writing, or there's a big co-starring cast, or there are like many different things that you can enjoy about a movie. It's the chemistry, you know. In Just Like Heaven, it's literally just these two people. That's the entirety of the movie. It's Reese Witherspoon in like a really classic Reese Witherspoon role.
Yes.
And it's Mark Ruffalo just being Mark Ruffalo. Like that is the purest form of a Mark Ruffalo right there.
I do find his like sometimes the characters that he plays are a little like rough. Get it, Ruffalo? Like rough,
Wow.
a little like rough around the edges. You know, just kind of gruff.
Wow, you're really... What are other synonyms for rough and
Well, no, what rhymes with Ruffalo?
gruff,
Gruff.
grizzly?
But he's a little bit like, sometimes I find some of the roles he plays are just like, he's such a bump on a log and like just so like sad or mopey. He's so mopey
Yes.
in a lot. Like I'm thinking like, you know, Marvel,
I was going to say, he
the
even plays the Hulk, but
And
like
when
as
he's-
Bruce Banner, he's
Yes,
mopey.
and when he's
Yeah.
Bruce Banner, when he's not the Hulk, because he's so pissed off because he truly is the Hulk. And when he's Bruce Banner, when he finally gets his body back after being the Hulk for so long, he's like so mopey. And I'm like, dude. And then I'm trying to think about like 13 going on 30. He was so
Same
mopey.
thing. Listen to what you're saying right now. You're trying to defend this movie, but
No,
you
no,
just
no, no,
talked
no,
for
no,
2
no.
minutes about how boring he is.
No. He's not boring. I
I-
still love him. I really think he's really attractive.
I like him, but this
Mark
movie
Ruffalo is
kind of
attractive.
bored me. I was
no,
bored.
I don't think so because I think he comes out of his shell. He really, really turns around,
Oh
like
my
makes a turning point. And you know who does that? Elizabeth Masterson helps him become a better man.
God. All right, let's jump into this movie. We're through the first 10 minutes. There's a car crash, and then we're seeing...
David. So David sublets the apartment that Elizabeth normally rents out because she has passed on. She becomes a spirit, and her family is only renting it out or subletting it month by month. He's kind of a mess. He's drinking beers, watching some old videotapes on the TV, and then all of a sudden, Elizabeth is there. So what it seems in the flesh, yelling at him for not using a coaster and to get out of her apartment. And then all of a sudden she just disappears. So he's kind of freaked out, I think, at this point. He's like, who is this woman? And of course, she herself is like very erratic in the sense that she is like, who is this person in my apartment? And this is the point where we do, in fact, find out that that this is Elizabeth's apartment that she used to live in prior to her accident.
Let me ask you, has anything dramatic happened to you recently?
Like what?
I don't know, like dying maybe.
How dare you say that to me?
Okay, calm down.
Get your hands off
Whoa.
of me, you pervert!
Calm down. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm trying to help you face the fact that you are.
I'm not dead.
Look around you. There should be a bright light nearby.
There's no light.
Walk into the light, Elizabeth.
There is no light. I am not dead. I think I would know if I was dead.
So he goes to a bookstore. Guess who decides to help him?
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes. Oh my God, it was so nice to see him.
The most interesting thing about this movie.
No, it is not the most interesting part of this movie. Although I have to say, I wish he was in more.
More movies or in
Yes,
this movie
more movies.
Yeah, what happened to him?
I don't know.
Like
but
after Napoleon Dynamite, he did like a lot of stuff
few
really
things.
quickly, and
Yeah.
then we're all like,
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm kind of okay with this guy now.
I have to agree.
I think he did too much too fast, you know?
Oh no, I don't think so. Like I think Napoleon Dynamite is a true hidden gem.
Like the movie?
Yes.
It's not a hidden gem. It's everybody loves it. It's not hidden.
Well, it's hidden.
Vote for Pedro. You can still get those T-shirts.
At first, I watched it. I thought it was the dumbest movie ever. Like I was like, why am I watching this? But then time and time again, I just like, I can't get enough of this movie. This movie is gold.
So before Napoleon Dynamite, he basically did nothing. Napoleon Dynamite happens.
And he blew up.
And then he's in Just Like Heaven, The Benchwarmers,
the
School for
Benchwarmers.
Scoundrels,
Yes.
Blades of Glory.
Oh my God, that's right. He was like literally the lead in Blades of Glory with Will Ferrell.
Yeah, When in Rome. I
Oh
feel
my
like
God,
I
yes.
know that.
Yep.
And literally, he did all that in like a span of 5 years.
Okay.
And then he just started doing like music videos, TV shorts. Yeah, he's doing like nothing. He's in some series.
He's got to be worth like 15 mil.
15 mil?
Yeah, that's my guess. How much is he worth?
Okay, let's find out.
I'm excited.
Aha! He's got a net worth of $10 million,
I was
Sarah.
close. I was close.
It's not bad. So Napoleon Dynamite's in this, and he's like,
He
hey,
is.
David, I'm going to help you get rid of that.
Yeah.
That ghost, man, the spirit.
So David brings in all these different kinds of people from different cultures to get rid of the spirits. And like, that must be a lot of money to bring all those different people into his apartment to get rid of, you know, there's sage burning, there's priests in there. There's just like a whole bunch of different things to try and get this spirit
There's
that's
some
haunting him out.
Ghostbusters as well.
That is really, really funny. I died at that, especially because
It's
Elizabeth
one of the police
is standing.
officers from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right?
Yes, and especially because at the time that the Ghostbusters are saying, "Oh my God, we caught it! We caught it under this like dome," and like,
Dad, we got it. All set, sir. We have the spirit.
Ooh, a better dish.
You sure? Oh, definitely. I have him right here.
all the while Elizabeth is standing right beside David, just hanging out, and that I did find really, really
yeah.
funny.
So for David, he can see her as if she's like Reese Witherspoon is standing beside me here, and she's talking to him.
So then he finally asks Napoleon Dynamite, and I'm going to call him Napoleon Dynamite.
Sure.
I know his name is not Napoleon Dynamite. But he agrees that and this is like our second inkling. So first off, we don't really see that, we don't really see the car crash and what happens to her after the car crash. And then the second piece is that her family's only renting out the sublet month by month and not for longer periods of time. And the third thing is when Napoleon Dynamite comes and sits on the couch at Elizabeth and now David's apartment, he agrees with Elizabeth when she says that,
I don't think I can help you. This is one of the most alive spirits I've ever been around. She's not going anywhere.
What do you mean?
I agree with her, dude. She's not dead.
and so that's kind of like your third inkling. So you're like, okay, is there something like, foreshadowing in the mix here? Like what's happening?
Yeah, I did not have that inkling at all.
Oh no. Okay, well I did. I picked up on these things.
You picked up on it. Cool.
Okay, so can we talk about the possession scene at the bar?
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
I think that was hilarious because
Oh,
I will be
really?
honest, I cannot watch scary movies worth my life. You know this, Devin. And
So this is the most adorable
Yes.
PG version of a possession.
I was so happy. I was like, yes. And okay, and I say this because last week we were watching The Witcher and it wasn't a possession, but there was like a monster on it that was really, really creepy and I had a nightmare.
You are the most vanilla in terms of scary.
I know. But yes, it was like the least scary possession. But it was really funny. I liked this scene. This was like up for my best scene. So she finally comes to terms. She is in fact a ghost because she can possess him and she forgets who she is. And this is kind of where the big piece of the movie comes in. We are going to find out who Elizabeth Masterson, at this point she doesn't have a name because she can't remember it.
We don't know she's Elizabeth Masterson.
Who she is. We're going to
Yeah.
go find out. So David helps her find out, which again, like I think he just wants to get rid of her, like move on with your life, ghost. Yeah, so they start asking her around if anybody knew her. She can't figure anything out about her life, but they walk by a restaurant and they walk inside and some guy falls in the restaurant and becomes unconscious and she feels a calling. She says,
"Oh, this is my best scene. Hold on. This is my best scene."
Okay, well then you dive into it.
This is actually a good scene in the movie. Is David doing the minor surgery in the restaurant?
It is.
With
I liked this scene.
Lizzie's direction, because like Elizabeth is learning that she is a doctor. Like you said, she felt the call. So when they're investigating for this mission and this guy collapses, Elizabeth starts feeding David, the lines for what to do. Like, get some vodka, get like a knife or something. We got to get a straw. We got to poke him. Like, we got to cut into his ribs or whatever. Nobody else can see her. And the comedy of this is that it appears like David is talking to himself this whole time while, like, doing minor surgery.
No, but I can if I press down.
What are you doing?
Does he feel bloated?
I think so.
Think what?
Tell them you're gonna need a sharp paring knife and a bottle of vodka.
I'm gonna need a sharp paring knife and a bottle of vodka.
Ivan?
Yeah, got it.
What's wrong with him?
It's a tension pneumothorax.
I think it's a tension pneumothorax.
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 Never mind.
Never mind.
But what is it?
The air is escaping out of
The
the
air
lungs
is
into his
escaping
chest.
out of his lungs into his chest.
Open his shirt.
Open his shirt.
No, you do it.
I'll do it.
Which there's no way people would actually let that happen.
Why?
Imagine if I am talking to myself like, okay, all right, what do you think I should do? I think I should cut her open. Like,
He's talking
I
himself.
don't think that guy knows what he's doing.
He may be talking himself through the process.
Yeah, he is, and we can hear the whole thing. That's frightening.
Yeah. Why is that frightening?
Don't
He's
cut into Bob.
He is thoroughly making sure he's checking all the boxes as he goes through the process.
He was chugging vodka, Sarah. There is no way that man should be cutting into somebody.
Well, was anyone else in the room going to help?
I would not let the guy talking to himself cut into somebody.
If there's one guy
That's
in the
an
room,
easy
if there's
answer.
one guy in the room who says he can do it, you let him do it because nobody else in the room can do it.
That is not the best way to go about that.
Totally kidding.
Hey, this guy wants to cut him open. He's the only one who's willing to do it. Like, no, wait for the ambulance. Mark Ruffalo is manically talking to somebody and chugging vodka over here.
Did anybody even call the ambulance?
Well, the ambulance did eventually show up, so somebody must have called. And I mean, it worked out because, Elizabeth is telling Mark Ruffalo what to do, but like, as an audience member, if I'm just at that restaurant and this dude is talking to himself and cutting a Bob open.
They believe him, though. They fully put trust in David Mark Ruffalo.
A lot of questionable thoughts.
I
there.
had no problem with it. I didn't second guess it. I thought it was funny.
Okay, I've got a question.
All right.
If you could have one famous person who's no longer alive to be a ghost that only you can see, and just like Elizabeth, this person follows you around, chats with you in this scenario, gives advice.
Okay.
Who would you want that person to be?
Oh, okay. Betty White. Yes, Betty White. Heck yeah.
I don't hate it. It's
oh
just
my God,
funny
I
that...
love it. Are you kidding me?
Wow, Betty White.
Heck yeah. Follow me around. Haunt me.
Like, what's she going to say?
She's going to give me worldly life advice.
Oh, dear, don't
No, she
do
doesn't
that.
talk like... She doesn't even sound like that. What are you talking
she doesn't.
about?
You're right.
She was a lovely human being.
For my own enjoyment,
yes,
I would have been like Stan Lee.
Stan Lee. You guys could come up with new comic books.
Well, like, he's just such a magical man. He created like these really fascinating comic book stories. If you don't know, he's the brain behind like Spider-Man, the Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, X-Men, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think it would be so like just magical to have somebody
Wouldn't Betty White be magical? 100%.
Not as magical as Stan Lee.
She's older than sliced bread.
But here's the thing. Then I thought, you know what? Let's be more strategic here, Devin. How do I make money off of a ghost being with me all the time? It's got to be Alex Trebek, right?
Oh my God.
He has all the answers to every question ever.
I'm dying at the drop of a hat. You think he would have you think he remembers everything?
He hosted the show for like 40 years. There's got to be some knowledge stuck back there somewhere.
Oh my God, I feel like he has like so many questions he doesn't remember anything. Like he went through so many questions he doesn't remember the trivia. Interesting. I still pick Betty White though. It's so cool.
Nah. I mean, no.
Like you would too.
I
Don't
can't-
at me.
Listen, she literally just passed away. I can't
I
say anything
know.
bad about Betty White.
No,
you walked me
literally
into
can't.
a corner where like
her yes. Her birthday was on the 17th? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they figure out that she is in fact a doctor.
Yeah. So then they
And
go to a hospital.
They go to the hospital. And one of the nurse on staff, so this is another like little tidbit, little hint. She says she's not active on the staff right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you assume that's a nice way of saying that she's no longer with us. She's no longer with the living. And so my guess in that moment, after all these little tidbits throughout, is that she is in fact in a coma, and that is why the family rents out the apartment month by month.
Sarah just spoiled the whole movie.
No, I didn't. Because
we find out
not
in, like,
only
2 minutes.
I was gonna say not only 2 minutes later do we find out she is in fact in a coma.
So like when we saw
ruined it.
Spirit, like okay, we see that an accident happens, then all of a sudden Elizabeth's spirit is haunting poor David at the apartment. You think she's dead, right?
Yeah.
Turns out no, she after the car accident. It's like 3 months later, and she's been in a coma this whole time.
She has. And while they're there, while David and Elizabeth are there, they find out her name. They find out, what she was doing, what she used to do, and all of that stuff, who her family is and whatnot. And she tries to put herself back together again.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
To no avail. And he says, why don't you come back to the apartment with me? And she says, I don't think I can leave my body alone. So she stays and then wanders the halls of the hospital and gets to see kind of like an inside scoop of everything that's happened since she's been gone, which is kind of funny. I liked this. Like, I liked the like background part of like the hospital.
It's interesting. And
It was
when she
cute.
gets to the hospital, Elizabeth, like everything snaps back in place. She remembers who everybody is. Because the hospital is the place that she spent the most time. And an underlying theme of this movie is that both David and Elizabeth,
They're stuck.
And they need somebody to help them. Elizabeth basically made her entire life was her trying to get promoted at the hospital. So it makes sense that, when she went back, she remembered everybody because that's where she spends all this time. But then we also learn that the person who was up for the promotion against her,
He's a douche.
Yeah, he's a horrible guy.
Yeah.
A little bit of a D-bag.
Yeah.
And he is presiding over her in regards to whether we should...
Yeah, her end of life care.
Exactly. Yes, yeah. So that becomes a new wrinkle of, oh my God, like Elizabeth is like, oh my God, my sister is in charge of signing the papers. And she doesn't want to sign the papers, but like maybe she's going to sign the papers to have me taken off.
And during all of this, like a little side story is that a neighbor in the apartment building has been hitting on David.
Yo, she's hot.
Is she?
Oh, absolutely. What? Is that a question?
It is a question because she's dumb as like nails.
Irrelevant to whether she's hot or not,
Oh
Sarah.
my
Like,
God. Okay, so intelligence doesn't go in hand with like a hotness level?
You-
It does
like-
for me.
yeah, but okay, like clearly
Oh my God, clearly.
We have
clearly you
different
think
thought
with different
processes here.
areas. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you can't fall in love with somebody just based on looks, but like,
No,
is
you
she
can't.
hot?
She's pretty. She's dumb. I mean, that's obviously like part
I don't
of it.
think she's that dumb though.
Are you sure?
I think she's like. playing
I love
like
that she's
dumb.
wearing typical like early 2000s fashion though. I died. Those freaking low-rise jeans again. Honest to God. And then the tank top with the zip down sweater.
Yeah.
Like yeah. I vividly remember wearing these things.
It's 2000s.
Hilarious. Anyway, the neighbor comes down saying that she was locked out and then just makes herself very at home, was sitting on the couch with her low-rise jeans, thong hanging out. I died. And then goes to the bathroom, but instead heads to the bedroom and gets naked. And then Elizabeth comes back. I always wonder what makes her pop up at specific times for David.
Can we just say, like, it's clear that this movie was directed by a dude, because that scenario never happens. Nobody in my life, no guy has ever met a girl and then the next day she just shows up at his apartment and gets naked in his bedroom. That's ridiculous.
It is very true, yes.
But regardless,
a man did direct this movie.
Elizabeth has shown back up,
Yes.
naked girls in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And David has no idea what to do.
No, and David just pieces out. They actually go on the rooftop, the two of them, Elizabeth and...
He tells the girl.
Oh, yes, he does. He tells her. Okay, yeah, go.
He tells her, he's like, actually, like, I can see a spirit, and we assume she thought he was a little bit crazy at that point, and she left.
So they go to the rooftop and they have a heart-to-heart, because you can tell throughout this movie that, again, David is stuck and you don't really understand why, but it's because his wife passed away and he doesn't know how to move on.
And we're also getting to the point where, you know, when David and Elizabeth meet, they kind of hate each other, and through unraveling the mystery of who Elizabeth actually is, they kind of end up liking each other, to the point where David said, hey, come back to the apartment. She says, no, I want to be with my body. But we're getting the sense that perhaps a relationship is blooming between a spirit and Mark Ruffalo moping around. A mopey Mark.
A mopey Mark and a coma-induced Reese.
Man, match made in heaven. Like,
truly Cupid moment.
Who writes this?
Oh my God, I love it. But I liked it. Like it had like a little, like it had a good essence of it, you know? Like a good movie.
Sure. So then they come up with a plan. The sister has the papers.
The sister has the papers, yes.
So we need to convince the sister that Reese, her spirit is here.
Yeah.
Her spirit is with Mark.
Mm-hmm.
I keep on calling him Mark Ruffalo. David Abbott can see Elizabeth's spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So they hatch a plan.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go see the sister.
Yep.
We're going to convince her not to sign the papers to have the end of life
by
stuff.
telling her something that only she would know.
So let's play out the scene with the sister. Let's say you are a spirit ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Ruffalo is showing up at my house, and he's like, dude, Sarah's ghost thing is following me around.
Okay.
What if you're like the spirit ghost? What do you tell him to say to me so that I believe him, so that I think he's not lying?
Ooh, that's hard. That's really hard.
Because it's got to be something so intimate that only really I or a few people know.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
how would Mark Ruffalo know this?
Yeah, like your inner circle, like your true inner circle would be the ones to know this.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, obviously I won't use this one now, ever. I mean, not that I would be a spirit next to somebody telling somebody else.
You're
Okay.
planning if
so,
you're... well, I can't use this if I'm a spirit.
This isn't real life. Okay. I would probably say, okay. Ooh, the fact that I have a pair of underwear with Andy Samberg's face on it.
Yes. Oh, God. We put up that poll on our Instagram this week, by the way.
Yes, and guess what? Andy Samberg is hot.
I don't believe that. I think people are just saying that to spite me. But yes, yeah, you, I don't know how many people know that. That's a fun fact.
Yes, well, I mean, all of you now know that.
All
if
of you
didn't
now know.
already know that.
But if yesterday Mark Ruffalo showed up to my house and said, Sarah's ghost is with me, and I know that she has a pair of underwear with Andy Samberg's face on it, I'd be like, whoa, oh my God, she is here.
Yes. I mean, I would follow up with, like, probably something... But yeah, that would definitely be the lead-in.
That's the lead-in.
Yeah,
that's the
lead-in.
convincer.
Yes. Okay, so this is also my best scene.
Okay, yeah. So, like, back to the...
This truly was chaotic and amazing. They head, to Elizabeth's sister's house. Mark Ruffalo kind of walks them through, saying, like, you shouldn't sign those papers. Oh, like, terrible, blah, blah, blah. Like, what are we going to do? We need to save her, whatever.
This is going to sound really strange to you, but
The
truth is that Elizabeth is right here with us right now. She came here with me, and she's standing next to you, and she's begging you to wait.
Right next to me?
The sister grabs a knife and chases him out of the house. And the whole thing was so funny.
Well, but he didn't really do it the right way.
No, he didn't do it the right way at all.
But she also reveals a key thing. Elizabeth's sister's like, it doesn't matter. I already signed the papers anyway.
Yes. So in fact, she has decided to end care for Elizabeth in the hospital. He comes up with this brilliant idea.
Brilliant is not what this idea is.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was brilliant at the time.
Okay, explain the idea, and then we're going to take 10 seconds to reflect on the idea.
Okay, so he decides that that she can still come back. They've touched hands. They've had a moment.
True.
She's real. She can come back. She can get back in her body.
Absolutely.
All he has to do, though, to make that happen is have more time with her body. So they decide they're going to steal her body. And when I say they, that's Elizabeth, David, and then David's BFF, who is also a therapist, who is also an intricate part of, like, he's kind of in and out of the whole story. But anyway.
Pause.
Yeah.
Let's take 10 seconds to digest that.
It's a rom-com movie. You need more time with the body. Steal the body. Duh.
No.
Why?
That feels like a federal felony.
People have done far worse.
Like, this is one of the dumbest crimes committed in a romantic comedy, period.
No, I don't think so.
Ever.
No.
I actually have a list of the dumbest, and we can decide where this ranks in. So,
all right.
To tell the story, David tries, he goes with his friend.
Mm-hmm.
They get into the hospital, and here's the thing. They do have the cheat code in that Elizabeth is telling them everything to do.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime they run into trouble, she, like, explains to him what he should be saying to certain people at certain times.
Love it.
To help him out, which is good, but eventually gets
Hilarious.
caught.
Yes.
And in getting caught, he decides, screw this, I'm going to punch that D-bag guy because he's the one who figured it out. He punches him, grabs the body. They try to escape with the body. Security gets called. And then he ends up in this, like, everybody's gathered around. He's hiding. He's holding the body.
Yes. Hostage, slightly.
He's definitely holding the body hostage. Security's there. Everybody we know from the hospital's there. And what happens? He kisses.
Yes. Do we like that part? Does it give you flashbacks of Snow White?
Be strong.
It's pulling me away.
No. Stay with me.
Oh no, Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty and Snow White. So every Disney princess woken up by a kiss, a first kiss at that.
See, in Disney, it's a lot cuter because it's like whimsical, it's magical. There's some magical reason why she's asleep. This is like
a
clinical.
Poisoned apple.
Yes, this is scientific.
That's a felony. I think that's more ridiculous. Eating a poisoned apple and falling asleep.
Are you comparing this movie to Disney animated movies from the 70s?
Because it's further actually. I think Sleeping Beauty's from the 30s, maybe.
Oh my god!
And then maybe Snow White shortly after, or even before. But
you're right. So comparable crimes between animated movies from the 30s, and this 2005 romantic comedy.
Sleeping Beauty, she gets like a little pinprick from weaving.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
That's a bad felony.
So
yeah.
David kisses Elizabeth. She wakes up. This actually was really heartbreaking when it happened.
It was really heartbreaking.
Because she wakes up.
Yeah.
And this entire movie, we've had David and Elizabeth communicating, even though she's a spirit.
Yes.
They're connecting, and they're really falling in love. And he actually, confesses that to her. And that's why he's stealing the body.
Yes.
When she wakes up, she has no recollection of who she is. No idea.
Of who he is.
Of who
yes,
he is. Yeah,
yes.
sorry.
She doesn't remember him. She kind of says, "Who are you?" and is kind of freaked out. Like, who is this man who, one, stole my body, and I'm sitting in the middle of a hallway with all these people around me?
Very bewildering moment. And then he just stomps off. Like, he walks past the security guards.
Well, he doesn't stomp off. He like just kind of meanders out.
He's mopey Mark Ruffalo, and he's moping along.
He meanders.
Moping Mark Ruffalo meanders past the security guards. So he tried to steal a body.
Yes.
And then he gets caught, and he just walks past the security because she wakes up.
Well, yeah, because the sister said it was okay.
Is this... That doesn't mean it's okay. Love happens. He steals a parrot. Better or worse than that?
This is better.
This is better.
Yes.
Bad teacher. Cameron Diaz is embezzling money from a high school charity car wash. Better or worse?
Okay, so that's worse, I have to say, because honestly, the entire movie, A Bad Teacher, I'm reflecting now, is very bad movie.
Wow.
Like, no, but like the things that happen in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she is a bad teacher.
It's morally really horrible.
Ambiguous. Yeah.
Practical magic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can argue self-defense, absolutely, but they do murder a guy.
Yeah, the way they covered it up or tried to cover it up backfired on
Even
them.
if it is self-defense, you still hit a body, and there's got to be some kind of a crime there. Better or worse?
Like, in what way, like, better or worse? Like, what's the scale here?
You're doing it right. Is this movie, is this crime worse than that crime from Practical Magic?
No, it's not worse.
The proposal. They lied to get her, like, a green card. She's getting deported.
Oh, morally? No.
Sarah is fair to an extreme measure, so this is a great game. Judge Sarah's here. What's better or worse?
Like, is she staying in the country because, like, it's better for her? You know, like, there's
no, it's just career,
no,
right?
I know what it is. I mean, morally, it's not, but, like, I think stealing a body, again, it's like, he's successful, but, like, to a point, because it's a failed attempt. So, like, I think the proposal's worse.
What?
Yeah.
He is stealing
they
a
actually
body.
go through
That's a
with
human being.
Yeah, but he doesn't leave. He gets caught.
So Elizabeth is now awake.
She's awake, yeah.
No recollection of David Abbott, though.
No. And so they kind of go on to live their lives. He moves out of the apartment. And but one cool fact that we do find out is that they were actually always supposed to meet. And throughout this movie, you don't understand why Elizabeth is the only person that can communicate with David and vice versa.
Well, David's the only one who can see Elizabeth.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. And, you know, potentially even actually touch. And they never really truly explain it, and they don't understand why this happens. But near the end of the movie, they do. They actually were always supposed to meet.
Okay, get me on the gurney, quick.
Oh my God, David. I know, she's pretty, right?
That's really sweet, but we gotta go.
No, that's not it. This is her. This is her. This is the woman I set you up with. This is the woman you stood up that night.
I was gonna meet Elizabeth?
And she didn't make it either because she had an accident.
How did you know her?
I'm friends with her sister Abby. We went out years ago.
I knew I'd seen him before. That's JJ.
Jack is JJ?
What?
Yeah.
What did you just... No one's called me JJ since college.
He's older and hairier, but it's him.
He's the one who tongued Abby at the wedding?
How the hell did you know that? Nobody knows that.
It's Elizabeth.
Oh my God, she really is here, isn't she?
I told you.
Well, let's get her on the gurney. I don't want them killing Abby's little sister.
Thank you.
Come on.
Okay, but be really gentle.
And they are meant to be. That's cool. I like that.
So there is a thing that when Elizabeth and David are kind of connecting, maybe midway through the movie, he goes to this like estate, and they're walking through, and Elizabeth is remarking of how gorgeous the garden is here, and David says, "Yeah, like I actually built this. I used to have a landscaping company before my wife passed away, and it was this really emotional thing." We kind of learn why Mopey Mark Ruffalo's here is because, yeah, his wife passed away, and that is really horrible, and I'm sure that's doing a lot of things to him, and that's why his best friend, the psychiatrist, is a big part of the movie, because he's trying to walk him through this. But we learn, Elizabeth says, I've dreamt of this place, which is weird that she dreamt of this random garden that Mark Ruffalo built a couple years ago.
It doesn't really, that was the one piece about the movie that I didn't fully understand. Like, why would she have dreamt about this place that she's never been to?
Yeah.
Before she passed away. Like, or before she goes into a coma. Like, that piece, that didn't connect with the rest of the storyline. Otherwise, the story, it was a cute, fun movie.
Well, it doesn't connect, but I think it's the writer's way of bringing it all back together, because when Elizabeth gets back to her apartment, she does say, like, oh, like it feels different here. And she goes up to the rooftop, and it turns out David had built this garden for her.
It was so pretty. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and he's still there when she gets up there, and she's like, "Oh my God, do I know you? Like, this is like something from my dreams." Blah blah blah. And then finally,
How do I know you?
Maybe from your dreams.
then their hands touch,
Yes.
and all of a sudden the memories come back. She
That was cool.
realizes
Yeah.
that her spirit was connected to him when she was in the coma,
And that they were always supposed to be together.
and then they kiss.
It wasn't a dream.
And this boring movie ends.
Oh my God, it was not boring at all.
We on to quick facts.
We are. Except for 5 days of shooting, Reese Witherspoon was in the same outfit, the red shirt and the black suit, for the entire movie.
I hope she had different versions of it. Otherwise, it's a lot of time in the same outfit.
Lots of sweat. I don't know why I
Why
said
did
it
you
like
say
that.
that?
I don't know. I
So
don't know.
weird.
I don't know why I said it like that. The producers bought the rights to the novel without having read the original French book after receiving a proposal with a rough outline of the story. According to the DVD commentary, Elizabeth's apartment rooftop was completely built on stage with CGI for the San Francisco skyline. The Russian title for this movie is Between the Sky and Earth.
It's very literal.
Very compelling. The name of this movie comes from the Cure's song from their 1987 album, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. During some scenes and rehearsals, director Mark Waters had Mark Ruffalo wear an earpiece to receive his lines from Reese Witherspoon, who was not on the set, replicating the situation depicted in the movie, where David has to rely on Elizabeth's messages to the others who can't see nor hear her.
Oh my God, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Co-screenwriter Leslie Dixon suggested using the apartment where she used to live for shooting. She also was the one who suggested John Heder play the role of Daryl, so Napoleon Dynamite. The wedding video David is watching when he first encounters Elizabeth is actually that of an assistant of one of the filmmakers. When Elizabeth asks David about the girl Daryl told him he had to let go of, David responds that her name was Laura. Reese Witherspoon's full name is Laura Jean Reese Witherspoon. Director Mark Waters chose to use a real cable car instead of a prop cable car, so when the realtor follows David across the street to Elizabeth's apartment, she runs across the tracks in her heels to avoid the cable car. 3 actors in this movie were in Freaky Friday from 2003, also directed by Mark Waters. 2 actors from this movie also starred in Marvel movies. Mark Ruffalo starred as Bruce Banner, aka the Incredible Hulk, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Additionally, Donald Logue starred as Quinn in Blade in 1998 and Mac in Ghost Rider in 2007.
Honorable mentions.
Okay, my honorable mention is Napoleon Dynamite. And where did he go?
Yeah, that's the only right choice. I like the best friend, the psychiatrist, too.
He's fun. He's in other stuff, too. Low-key, like, side character stuff.
Yeah, he's one of those faces that you're like, it's that guy. I
Yeah.
know that guy from a thing. I actually looked it up. He's in the TV show Vikings, actually.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that. What's his name?
No idea,
Okay.
because he's got one of those faces. I'm like, hey, it's that guy.
Okay, cool.
What should have been? We should have had, I think, a better car crash reveal. Like, so here's my thought. I don't think we should have seen the car crash. I think we should have met Elizabeth. She's a hospital worker, do the 7 minutes of Grey's Anatomy, and then all of a sudden we fast forward 3 months. And I think it would have been a really cool reveal to find out, whoa, oh my God, she's in a coma, and then find out about the car crash. Don't show me the car crash, you know what I
Okay,
mean?
No, I like that because you know what? Then you don't really know why she's there, how long she's been there, or like, is she just the ghost that haunts the
Bingo.
apartment, or like, is she like actually a human being that's in a coma?
It's a little bit more of a mystery.
Right.
Because I knew that there
It's
was
like
the
Nancy
car crash.
Drew on the case.
Yeah.
I like it, I
like
like
when
it.
you guessed it, like, oh, she's in a coma.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
it was just
I
a
did.
spirit that showed up and is hanging out with Mark Ruffalo, I'd be like, okay, like, I don't understand what's happening.
I feel like-
thought I just saw her in a hospital.
Mixing like this with like, Casper the Ghost.
Yeah, we don't know exactly what happened
Right, right.
until you see the body and you learn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that could have made this.
No, I
reveal
like
better.
that. I
Yeah.
like that. Okay, that makes me ponder.
And overall rewatchability. So my rewatchability is Chemistry 2.5. Storyline 2. Thirst factor 2. Imagination 3.4. I didn't mind it. You know what I've noticed? There aren't that many ghost rom-coms.
No, there's not.
There's like a literal ghost. Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. That's basically it. Soundtrack, giving it a 4. The two versions of Just Like Heaven I liked.
Yeah.
Cheese, a 2.
Okay.
I'm sorry. When he, like, Disney princess kisses her in the... oh, my God.
Well, that's why I asked. Like, did you like that vibe of, like, a Snow White Sleeping Beauty thing?
No, I didn't.
Wake up, you know?
Yeah. For an overall score of 2.65 out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's low.
And you know what, though? Like, we're allowed to have differing opinions.
Oh,
you can watch this movie and
absolutely.
love it. I thought, meh. You know? What are
you're allowed.
What's your scores?
Okay, so my scores are as follows. Chemistry, 3.25. Storyline, 3.45.
Okay.
Because like you said, there's not a ton of ghosty rom-coms. Thirst factor, 4. Because Mark Ruffalo and Reese Witherspoon, super attractive. Imagination, 3.95. Because again, there's not a ton on the market. Soundtrack, 4. Because it was good. Cheese, 2. For an overall score of 3.4.
I don't understand your thirst factors. Like, where is Mark Ruffalo in your mind? Like a very attractive actor?
Like I really like him, and I think he's attractive.
Like, at a 10, give him like a...
Like I think he's more attractive than Steve Carell.
I mean, Steve Carell's not no offense, Steve, but like Kevin Bacon's more attractive than Steve Carell. So like,
He is not. Oh my God, I
hitting
can't even right now. Like
T-ball we're playing
this
here.
This is ridiculous.
And this has been the Rom-Com Rewind of Just Like Heaven. If you're listening to us on Spotify, throw us a follow, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, leave reviews. And if you want to reach out, at Rom-Com Rewind on Instagram and on TikTok. What's our next movie?
Desperados?
Oh my God.
The new one? The new Netflix
The new one on Netflix. Yeah, okay, I can hit that. Sure.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.